Great day, everybody. This is Rafiki Simone, and you are tuned into Order of the Mystic Healers. I know this is different from what you are used to. I know that you are used to me going live and you being able to see everything. But right now, I'm coming to you in a different format, okay? So before I get started, go ahead on and check out the description box, okay? If you want a reading, I'm running sales on readings right now. I have a ritual going up for $4.44, especially to just help protect you in these times that we are in. And honey, what we are getting ready to get into today, definitely you are going to see that you do need some form of protection in your life. You know, I love to drop free 99 gemstones on my channel, so just be on the lookout, listening to what I'm saying throughout this recording today, because I really want to be able to help you. All right, but if you do need some extra help, you can get in on the ritual that I have. All right, everything is in the description box. Also, the community board tab for my channel tells you everything you need to know about the ritual. You do not need to include anything in the memo. And if you want a discounted reading, please hit me up, email. All right, now let's get into it. I wanted to come to y'all and talk to y'all today about jealousy. I also want to talk to y'all today about family and how this may look in a family dynamic. Now, you know, on my channel, I have spoken about the black sheep dynamic with the golden child dynamic. I have spoken to y'all about being thrown away, being casted out. I have spoken to y'all about being lied on, just, you know, taking taken advantage of. Also, you know, the good old trick that they love to do is, when in doubt, make someone look really bad to make yourself look really innocent, look like the victim, right? So, you know how they love to throw the villain labels. Well, I wanted to talk to y'all about this dynamic in the family life, but also just in general, all right? Because the truth of the matter is that I really want to speak to y'all about how opening up doors that should have stayed closed can cause havoc in your life. All right. And it just so happens that family has been coming up lately in the energy that we are in right now. And let me tell y'all something. It is an eye opener. Okay. For the next year, this is going to be some eye opening energy, eye opening stuff that's going to be happening. All right. I want y'all to pay attention to fourth house energy. If you deal with astrology, you're into natal charts, please pay attention to fourth house energy. If this is resonating with you already and I haven't gotten into it yet, please, I'm gonna say that one more time for the people in the back. Pay attention to fourth house energy. Now, what I do want to kind of put on the table, okay, because I kind of like, every time I talk to y'all, whether I'm live or whether it's a pre-recorded live and I make it public, every time I'm speaking to y'all, I kind of visualize, not all the time, but sometimes I like to visualize me sitting on the couch with like a few friends or like just some people that I'm really close with, and we just having like this multi-log, right? I know that that's kind of like far-fetched because YouTube channels are more so like a one-sided avenue as far as like being able to physically talk with someone else, unless you have somebody that you have as a guest on and you're able to like have them on there, you're talking to them and it's a live interaction. But I say that because I really don't count the chat as a live face-to-face encounter. That's more so like people are typing and you're talking. You cannot hear their tone of voice over a text. Sometimes you could tell when someone's getting a little spicy, but nevertheless, you never want to jump to conclusions because you don't want to not so much come off strange, but you just don't want to have a misconception of someone, especially when you cannot hear their tone and they didn't mean to like come off, or they didn't come off the way that you may be perceiving it in your mind. So, with that being said, let's get to the meat of the matter. So, pull up your wine glasses, pull up your beer bottles, pull up your water bottles, pull up a cup of tea, a mug of coffee, whatever it is that you have. Child, if you're eating food, come on in, honey. Sit down and get comfortable, because I want to lay this in front of you while we are eating right now, gathering with this beautiful collective energy that we are having right now, even in the midst of the trials and the tribulations that are happening within the world, which I truly believe that those of you who have done the work, or those of us who have done the work, does not have anything to worry about, due to the simple fact that we have actually done the what? Work. All right? Work. I'm not talking about runway work. I'm not talking about Vogue. I'm talking about real live work. Okay? So, all right. In other words, if you didn't get that, the world can be falling apart. You're not a part of the falling apart. You are a part of the gathering. Okay? Gathering is in session. Now, for those of you who have not went down this rabbit trail, this is probably going to be a message of salvation for you. Others of you who are struggling with forgiving yourself for opening up a door that you feel now you should have let stay closed. This is going to be a message of redemption for us, for several of us who may fall in between that energy, the I don't know what to do, I really want to do this, but my heart is saying that. You're getting pulled in two different directions. This is going to give you some kind of comfort and or ease for your next journeys. Okay, this is like one of those skip a level messages. You don't have to go through this level, but if you do, it's actually on you. All right, so picture yourself in a situation where you have a falling out. Now, let's just say this person is a family member. For the sake of the message, most of you are probably going to do family members, because I'm really honing on family, right? But if this resonates with you on a different level, you can picture a friend or an ex-lover, or even a child or an acquaintance or whatever, right? Let's just say that something traumatic happened between two parties, you and the other person. And let's just say, for this specific message, that you were being perpetrated as a villain, right? Because you are going to have to play the villain in someone's story sooner or later, right? So let's just say in this situation, you were the villain, child. And let's say the other person who were making you to be out the villain is the victim. Okay, I'm gonna say quote unquote, air quote. All right, with the fingers here. So y'all get into it. Y'all separate. There is no talking, none whatsoever. I mean none. Right? And let's just say every person that this person comes across, I don't care. Again, remember, we doesn't have to necessarily be family member. It could be, if this resonates with you, just put yourself in this specific story. All right? Let's just say that you are going on about your life, doing your best to heal, picking up the pieces of what used to be no longer exists. And so now you're trying, or you're doing your best to walk into a new reality without this energy attached to you anymore, right? And you're just going on about your business. No harm, no foul. You may be hurt, or let's just say you really are hurt down to the core. It was a betrayal that is just really hard for you to heal from. Nevertheless, you are putting that work in to heal from it, right? And, sidebar conversation for those of you who are going through this right now. I know that forgiveness is key, but the first part of forgiveness that you need to implement into your life would be self-forgiveness. All right. I personally would never force anyone to forgive quickly, especially themselves or others. You have not processed that pain as of yet. And so you need to process the pain. You need to process the anger, the rage, the disappointment of abandonment or rejection or betrayal. Because a lot of times in these situations, the topic that needs to be looked at is betrayal. That's why it hurts so deep. You ever heard somebody say, like, someone that's not close to you cannot hurt you, but the people that you have given your access, you have given them access to your underbelly. You know, like I got a fur baby, right? My fur baby is a cat, and they say that when cats really trust you, they'll show certain signs. And one of the signs, one of the many signs of earning a cat's trust is that they will kind of like lay on their back so you can scratch their tummy. Well, my fur baby loves stomach scratches to the point where honey, she gets excited and she forgets that the hand is not a toy, honey. She just wants to go to town. I'll be having to tell her, no ma'am, no sir. So that's kind of like what that is. You know, people who get close to you, they learn all kind of stuff about you to be able to use that on Mad Day. And Mad Day is, you know, when they are upset with you or you have not done what they want you to do. They can manipulate you or control you. And your mind starts to break away from whatever illusion or spell that they may have had you under, whether spiritual spell or other type of spell, right? Because spells are not always spiritual. When I say they're not always spiritual, what I mean by that is that they're not always going to go and get a candle and burn it on you. Some people's mouths, honey, because life and death is in the power of the tongue. Anybody who understands real power has the power to speak something into existence or speak it to not exist anymore. All right. And not everybody has realized this power, which means, you know, this is one of the reasons why people do resort to just straight up, for the lack of a better term, sorcery or witchcraft. Okay. Because one is not necessarily evil. The other one is definitely evil. You know, sorcery is when you go against someone's will. This is love spells and all that other crap. And then you have what they call witchcraft, which is actually derivative of healing. So let's not get that twisted. And that's another conversation. Okay, so let's go back to the scenario. You are looking to rebuild your life. You're going on about your business, and the next thing you know, you hear that your name has been slandered in the circles or in the family or just in the arenas that you and this person has shared. You are now not only the big bad wolf, but honey, you are the Joker, you are the Thanos, you are everything wrapped into any villain you can think of that's like the worst of the worst. You have topped that. Okay, these are the type of people, number one, and I want y'all to understand this. These are the type of people that will slander you to make sure that if anything you speak, which most likely when you do speak is going to be truth, won't be heard or will be undermined, because they have to make you look so bad to the point where if you do feel the need to stand up for yourself and defend yourself and tell the truth on what happened between you and this person, they have to make you look so bad that no one would want to listen, or when they do hear you out, they're going to have a hard time believing it because they've heard so much bad about you. It's kind of hard for them to decipher what's the truth and what's not the truth, because this person has worked on your reputation without you knowing. Here you were over here, child, minding your own business, and you were healing. And the next thing you know, you find out that, you know, not only did you hurt their feelings and not only did you hurt their heart, honey, you done burned down 2 houses, 2 towns, 1,500 homes. You know, you done caused a whole tsunami, a whole, apocalyptic event that happened because of you. And now you are like the most hated and the most wanted walking on the streets. And this is the true manipulative energy of people like this. Now, let's just pause right here. I want to also bring this to your attention that I am speaking to you concerning whatever walk of life you're on. But if you are listening to me right now and you are hearing me from the point of view that you are either going through this, have went through this, or you don't even know that you're getting ready to go through this and it's with family, this is probably going to hurt you the worst. outside of you having to go through this concerning your children or a spouse, it's going to hurt the worst when it comes to family, especially when the dynamic is child and parent. Okay? And the reason why I say this is because, and I'm talking about you as an adult child and your parent putting you through some crap like this. And the reason why I say this is because I notice that when people do not work on themselves, when they do not evolve and they don't elevate and they don't ascend to a higher energetic signature of love and peace and tranquility, and they stay in the low vibes, they allow their egos to take over. You know, they end up cultivating that demonic spirit that is in them that causes havoc and that feeds off of just unnecessary chaos. Because let's be very clear, I do believe in the dynamic of duality. Okay, polarity must exist. There is no night without day. There is no up without down. But when you really start to understand the laws, the spiritual laws that exist, and you really start to understand the dynamic of how this stuff works past a third dimensional point of view, you really start to see that there are some things that happen on this three-dimensional realm that you really can't explain or comprehend if you are still in a three-dimensional way of thinking. So you do, if you are thriving, I don't like to use that word strive. Strive means to like struggle to get where you need to get. If you are thriving to get to for you to be a better you than you were the day before, okay? If you are thriving to be that it girl, that it guy, because you can see yourself being a better person and thriving more in life, being more prosperous and being more abundant in your life because of the fact of you elevating and dropping nonsense ideologies or just old outdated limiting beliefs that has been passed on from generation to generation. Again, remember, especially concerning the bloodline, because you have to understand something. You're going through this because you have to be separated from your family. Okay? That's why I'm telling you about these people who are older and they don't want to, you know, when they say you can't teach a dog new tricks. That's kind of like how that is. You have to understand that some of these people may never change no matter how much you love them. The number two thing that I want to bring up in these dynamics, whether they're family or not, you have to be okay with letting these people go after they have shown you that they really do not want to change, because no matter what they say, or no matter what good they say, rather, they tell you they're not actually truthful, right? They can't really tell you that they love you. They can't really say that they care about you. You know why? Because they don't love themselves. They don't really care about themselves. So how do you really expect for these type of people to truly love you or hold space for you? So now we got this out. You are going to have to vet your people. I've talked about vetting your people earlier this year, late last year, earlier this year, and I'm coming back around to say it again, because Spirit is doing some beautiful things in our lives, especially, again, this is for those who have really done the work. As you can see, Spirit is moving in your life. You're not where you used to be, even though you're not quite where you wholeheartedly want to be. And a lot of us really are we're seeking to be like these moguls. These business people have these different streams of income and that kind of stuff. But I just want to, and this is also just a little rabbit trail. Okay, we're going to get back on the main road. I just want to do a little rabbit trail real fast. For those of you who are looking to get into all these different streams of income and own these different businesses and have all these Airbnbs and stuff, just take a real deep breath. Okay? And honestly ask yourself, will you be overwhelmed with that kind of energy, or could you be able to handle it? Because it's that type of life is not meant for everybody. And those who have that type of life, they're exhausted. They really cannot rest. And I'm just here to be the guardian of the gospel of resting. All right. You do not have to be on a dang on hamster wheel or everlasting treadmill to get what you need. Some of you really are trying to seek the comfort and peace and self-exception in outside materialistic things, including having a boatload of money in your bank account. Honey, you can have all of that and more, and you're still going to be miserable or having an inner conflict because quiet you have not quieted the noise within yourself. Okay, that's just a little rabbit trail, because I want to make sure that we're clear here, especially going in on this chapter of our lives, that we refuse to let anybody or anything come between us and our inner peace. You understand? If you want to change the world, change yourself. All right? If you change yourself, it's going to reflect in the outer world. If you look at the prices of gas, the price of food, the price of rent, the price of everything, child, the price just to wink and blink, just to blink, child, the price just to go and use the bathroom, brush your teeth, just seems like everything is at an all-time high. You know why? Because the spirit of fear is at an all-time high. We have big, well-known businesses blaming their price spikes on COVID. In 2024, we have huge businesses and small businesses blaming their price spikes, unnecessary price spikes, on something that happened in 2020. And then they're saying, well, our business has to recover in order to keep going. But guess what happens? You do recover. It didn't take you that long to cover the amount that you lost in just a year. Then they're going to say, oh, the economy didn't get back until just now. That's a lie. If your business survived 2020, honey, you made that back that you lost in that year and more, if you even lost anything, because some businesses thrived in that year. So this is what we're seeing, is the spirit of greed and the spirit of fear come up to a head like a pimple on a forehead. All right. So now back to this whole thing, because y'all know I love taking my little rabbit trails, but we're back on the main road right now. And we're not running a marathon, honey. We're walking. We're enjoying this scenery. So now the second thing that you have to look into is, why did I open up that door in the first place? Like, why did I allow this person to come back into my life? Well, maybe you thought they changed. Or maybe a life-altering event happened in their lives or yours. You know, somebody probably got sick, and you probably felt the need to reach out, or vice versa. But then what happens? After a while, you start to remember why you closed that door in the first place, because the person who was unhealed, who didn't change, begins to remind you why you shut that door in their face, right? And then as soon as they open up their mouth and they start talking, then you start to see. Now watch this. These type of people who have made you look like the villain, they usually do not tell the same people that they have talked all this crap about you to. They usually don't let these people know that they're back into your life. They usually either wait till they know that you want to have a solid relationship or friendship, or they don't say anything to those people at all, because they don't want to look stupid. Now look, let's go back to understand what's happening here. We are talking about people who have no sense of self-love. They have not worked through their childhood wounds. They are not interested in calling back any soul fragments, healing any soul fragments. They're not trying to understand how to maneuver in this life, how it would greatly benefit them if they would heal, and how they could be able to be put in the forefront to be an example for those who may have came off of the same trail as them and may not see a way out. So they're comfortable in their poop. They roll around smelling like it, and they're so comfortable playing in the pig's pen that their nose gets immune to the smell. They have forgotten that they are in the pig's pen. just rolling around in doo-doo. So now you're at a place in your life where now you're starting to see that you should have never opened up that door again. Right? Now, what should I do? I don't want to feel dumb. I don't want to feel stupid. The first thing you need to do is forgive yourself. Forgive yourself. That's what you need to do. Because, look, you have grown. You have new data now. You're not operating on the old data. You have new data. And maybe because your perception has changed about life overall. Maybe this person lied to you and came into your life and made it seem like they were over there doing some inner work too. Now all of a sudden you see that that's a lie. Sometimes those things happen, y'all. Look, be easy on yourself. People can lie. You ever seen a man or a woman try to get close to somebody lying? They know this person is a church girl or a church boy, and so they try to make it seem like they all Christified to get close to them, just to get their panties or their drawers. And the next thing you know, they're going right back to being in hell. You know why? Because it was never authentic. It was never authentic. Trust and believe that even though you may override your intuition, because your intuition could be telling you don't open up that door, just know, thank God for the universal buffer. There's something that I call a universal buffer, or like a padding, right? That it is that grace, mercy, and compassion all mixed into one. And it's my equivalency of like that safety net when someone is learning how to tightrope walk. And it's like you don't have as many butterflies in your stomach because you know if you fall, there's this net under you that's going to keep you from splattering on the ground. And not only that, but it's a very safe and secure net, and it has a 100% success rate of working in anyone's favor, right? So we just know that you're not going to get hurt and that the safety net works. Well, that's kind of like what God has, or the universal energies have for us, for people like us who are continuing to grow and go up the ladder to go to higher heights and reach deeper depths and to really embody this fifth element called love, right? Because some people will use that against you, right? And then we also want to bring up that this third dynamic that's intertwined is that the reason why this person felt the need to try to come back into your life, or try to create a way to be able to come back into your life, especially after you have grown, is because they're jealous. In some kind of way, they're trying to make you sabotage. It may not look like that at first, but when you pull back for the last time, or hopefully you do pull back for the last time, you will start to see that this person, their intentions through envy and jealousy is to make you self-sabotage or to sabotage you in some kind of way. Because watch this, the old narrative still exists about you in this person's mind, whether you really did play a villain or not. You know what I'm saying? If you grow past that and beyond that, you do become a stellar person that is being used by God or the universal energies. Your spirit team is just clapping and you've done all this work and a great job. Oh, you look so beautiful. They don't want everybody else that knew you to see that, because then it's going to make them, look, watch this. Remember, these people will go to great lengths. They will go to great lengths to make sure that they are looked at as the good person in this dynamic. So you have to play the villain. According to them, you have to. Because if you don't, the truth is going to get out. You see? So now we're dealing with someone who didn't have the capacity to put the skeleton 6 feet in the ground. They digged 3 feet, and now a thunderstorm is coming. And when that ground shakes up and that dirt and gets washed away by the rain, that skeleton is sitting on the surface. How can they explain that? You understand? How can they explain that they're actually the reason for your hurt? They're the reason for your pain. They're not going to want to explain that, because if they do, then they have to tell them themselves. Some people would rather make you look like the villain and go to their grave with lies and deceit to make you look bad. They wouldn't care. You know how many times I've been put in this situation, by the way? I have been put in this situation many a times. Former love relationship. I've been put in this situation with friendship. And I'm talking about, I've been put in this situation when it comes to family. And every single time, the root of it is jealousy. Every freaking time it's been jealousy. Some of you are walking, talking divine favor from God. This is not that conversational piece in which you say, well, you know, if that person is the common denominator, then they must be the issue. No, ma'am. No, sir. That is not what's happening. You are a magnet for miracles. You are a magnet for blessings. You are a magnet for divine favor. However, you having all this possessed in that beautiful body of yours will also attract the moth of jealousy, envy, rage, anger, and red rum. Because a lot of people don't want others to shine if it's not them. And you have to be okay and comfortable with that just being the truth. Stop trying to find a reason to excuse their behavior. It has nothing to do that, oh, I did something wrong here on the 31st, but on the 1st and the 2nd, it was their fault. Hey, baby. Hey. You hear her in the background, right? Just for the record, I'm not going to be just like stopping and editing a lot of this stuff out. Y'all know I do not really care about perfection. I am over that. I used to care about perfection and I ran myself in the ground. This is not the time or the place. So get up, get off. Come on. You got to get off. So we're not going to have that. We're just going to let her little rear be in the background. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm talking about you. Mm-hmm. So if you can, use your beautiful ears and just kind of like ignore it if you find it annoying. But if you find it really cute, just listen to the words that I'm speaking to y'all while she is going to be meowing in the background, okay? Yes, baby. Mommy's recording. Yes. Say mom. Say mom. Okay. So, all right. Now, you are not responsible for finding excuses to excuse folks' behavior. You look, it's not, you know why? Because it's going to help them look more like a victim and you like a villain. It's just going to help. My suggestion is that, you know what, if it means that much to you, defend yourself and then move on. But if you know that the certain type of people that may be believing the lies of the person that has hurt you deeply, if you know that you speaking the truth, not your truth, the truth is still not going to get heard because the people that they lied to is actually on the same vibration of the person that lied, then I think it would just be best for you to pack up, put your slave church finger up, honey, and then excuse yourself like you're going to the bathroom in the church. It's just best that you do that. Because you can't, look, it is not going to benefit you beating a dead horse, honey. You can't walk a dead dog. You just can't. You're going to be dragging dead weight. Some of these people believe these lies because they feel the same way about you that person that lied. Just like the person that lied, they feel that same way. They're also jealous. They want to be you and can't. That's why I used to say all the time on my channel, you know, if you want to be me, honey, and you got kids, are you willing to let one go? Because rest in peace to my daughter. My daughter is gone. I have a daughter that's gone. You want to be me so bad. Are you willing to go through the horrible things that I have survived to be me? And even if you do, and you actually go through them, you're still not going to be me. Hell, by the time God get through with you, you're not even going to want to be me. You're going to want to be a better version of yourself. And that's really what matters. So what I'm saying right now in this season, in this dynamic, there are some people who are fortunate enough to have family members, friends, or ex-lovers that have honestly been putting in that work like you have. And they've been healing. And this could honestly be the season of reconciliation for you. But if I am speaking to you and you are under the sound of my voice that is the complete opposite, and you now have to close this door for the second and hopefully final time, honey, what this means, especially in the family dynamic, what this means is that the torch that has been passed from generation to generation is either getting ready to be put out or it is out. It's not being passed. You have now been elevated to the status of the new patriarch or the new matriarch. And this has nothing to do with age, y'all. And the reason why I say this is because if the people who are supposed to be an example and lay out the foundations for you to be able to take it further is not doing their job, then they're going to be passing a tainted torch. And Spirit at this hour is saying we are not passing down convolution from fourth house mishaps. This is the season where things that has been passed from generation to generation that has made family life a living hell in your bloodline, it gets buried and it stays buried. There is a new there is a new torch being forged for you. It doesn't look the same. It doesn't carry the same weight. It may not even burn off the same fuel. It may be new and improved, honey. It may be more traditional than the torch that they were carrying. Whatever it is, this torch is for you. It's new, and you are the first generation to carry this torch. You're the first generation. So a lot of different offshoots of new families will be born in this season away from the family that you thought you would have. If you are going through it with your parents or siblings or children, this is because you have to factor in the fact that you had a choice to heal just like they had a choice to heal. And they chose not to. You chose to heal. You cannot force people to heal, no matter how much you love them. You can't force them to heal. And if you can't force them to heal and you're healing, then you have no choice but to leave them behind, sweetie. And I know it hurts. I know it doesn't feel good because now you're starting to see what they said was true. It's lonely at the top. The only reason why it's lonely right now is because you're in hermit mode. You're in isolation. Trust me, there's more than one hermit in the world. After a while, when you're coming out of isolation, you are going to see how beautiful things were being put together while you were up there in isolation. If you have to cry, cry your eyes out. And I'm going to just tell y'all this right now. Some of your minds have the energy. I don't know. It's really wild right now. It's really crazy and it's real wild right now. The energy that we're in. I know that you are fighting. Some of you, this may not resonate with everybody, but I know you may be feeling the energy of overthinking, right? Overreacting. You may be just a little bit more sensitive in this hour than you have been before. I know it may even feel like you're going backwards. Like I did all this work and now I feel like I'm going backwards. You may have overreacted to something that was said to you, and it may cause a little mishap between you and a lover, or you and a friend, or you and a family member. And they are the ones who are walking with you right now on this part of your life. And this, these are the people who are for you. You know what I'm saying? And I know you may feel like you're going backwards instead of forwards. But look, breathe in, breathe out, wax on, wax off. You are going through a grieving process. You're going through a grieving process because number one, this is not for everybody. Number one, you're getting ready to physically lose some people. Okay. I know Eckhart Tolle, or Eckhart Tolle, however you say his name. I know that I've heard him say this. I think I want to say early 2000s when he first came out on Oprah Winfrey Show, and he was talking about evolve or die, right? Well, we're starting to really see that. Now, mind you, I don't care about none of these gurus and all of these other stuff. You got just separate the man from the message. You know what I'm saying? I agree with the whole evolve or die dynamic, because if you are continuously, purposely being the part of the problem, and the earth is shedding that energetic signature that kept the problematic issues alive, if she's shedding that, then that means that there will be no more anchor for problems like that to exist, which means she's raising herself to a higher vibration. The earth is adapting a newer frequency, a more higher frequency, and whatever is not trying to match that frequency is going to die. Yes, you are going to have loved ones leaving this realm because they don't want to heal. Whether you believe in reincarnation or not, I do also believe that, and I do believe in reincarnation, but I also believe that you come to a place in your life where you will not be able to come back here and keep doing it. I believe that some people are allotted. Oh my gosh. I believe that some people are allotted to come back here and do it a certain number of times. Some people have came back hundreds of times. I've heard conversations where people say, well, they let you come back here and do it as many times as you need to so that you can evolve. Once you die, everybody goes to the same place. I don't believe that. I don't. And I have a right to believe whatever I want. However, I am open to receive truthful information, even if it goes against what I perceive to be true. Because my perception of truth and what the truth actually is could be two different things. However, I mean no harm. I mean no foul. I mean no hurt. I really do mean healing and helping in this hour. So I'm only just sharing parts of what I believe with you all. If you resonate with it, hey, it's okay. If you don't resonate with it, hey, it's okay. We can agree to disagree in love. You are your own person as I am mine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you will be, it's going to be some funerals being handed out. People are going to be dropping. And they're not going to be able to pick themselves back up. Because they chose to be petty Betty. And Fooly Judy. You want to be foolish? You want to be petty? You want to walk in ego, inflated ego? You want to be haughty? You about to meet the gaudy. So you got to look at it like that. Like, it's not that you're being punished. And I'm not saying rejoice. I'm not saying be sad either. What I'm saying is just at this point in time in your life, train yourself, and this is going to be an everyday process, y'all. Train yourself to not take none of this crap personal. Because honestly and truthfully, you got people who are living their best life off of lies. And it's getting ready to crumble. They're going to crumble. The truth, listen, the truth crushed to earth will rise again. You cannot kill the truth. It is immortal. And honey, the truth was not buried into the earth because it was weak and it was just waiting for the right time. See, sometimes y'all be wanting the truth to come out because you hurt. I've been there. That's how that's why I'm able to talk like this. You want the truth to come out because you're hurt and you want them to pay right then and there. But see, everybody got to ride the karma bus. And the fare ain't currency. The fare is what you've done in this life. That's what determines where the bus of karma will take you. And you cannot determine your stop either. You can't pull, the yellow string and tell the bus stop the bus driver to pull over at this bus stop that's coming up. Karma is going to pick you up where you are and then drop you off where you are supposed to be according to how you've done people and how you maneuvered in life. And some of these people are going to hell energetically, next life. Some of these people haven't even graduated out of their hell. That's why they acting all demonic. That's why they acting a fool with all this evil energy and won't stop and won't quit. You over there Harlem shaking like P. Diddy, but you see where he is. I don't care what type of status you think you have in this three-dimensional realm. It's gonna get you. You out here doing what you think you can do because you got hitters. You can just drop a price on somebody's head, have them gang stalked, or taken out of here because you don't like them, or they was flirting with your man, or they was messing with your girl. Grow up. Grow up. How dare you feel like you can possess somebody? Like they're a purse that you can buy out of the mall and you can just wear them whenever you want to, that you would put a price on somebody's head. I don't even know why I'm going here. I don't even know why I'm saying this, but it's for somebody. You got parents out here trying to control their children and they're adults. Parents who won't say what they've done wrong. But guess what? They're paying for it. They're paying for it. You don't want to heal? You don't want to be an instrument of peace and healing to your own children? And now they grow up and they don't like you, and all of a sudden you want to wonder why and start playing the victim as if you've never done nothing? In this life, and especially in this season, accountability and taking up the responsibility to claim what you've done is going to be at the forefront. You want to clear your slate with karma? You want to pay off your karmic debt? Accountability and responsibility are the two words you need to adopt, honey. Because if you're not adopting those to your everyday life, you are going to have some issues. And no, we're not perfect. None of us are. But in this life, especially in this season, it's about becoming whole. Perfection versus wholeness. Wholeness will be perfection every time. There's no such thing as perfect. I don't care how bad you beat your face with that makeup, honey. Nothing's perfect. Our body is not symmetrical. As far I'm like equal. The symmetry of our bodies is not equal. You got an eye slightly smaller than the other one. There's always gonna be one side of the body that's got a little bit more oomph than the other one. You know how when people take their pictures, they be like, everybody turning to the right, and then one girl turn to the left, and they be like, why you did that? Well, because my left side's my good side. I like my left eyebrow. My left eyebrow just pop. That's how you got to look at life. It's not perfect, but I'm on a journey to wholeness. And in order for you to be called or counted holy, not just WHOLLY, I'm talking about HOLY, as the church folk would say. For you to be also called sacred or holy, you must be on the journey to wholeness. Ain't that ironic? You have two words that sound the same, whole and whole. But one is totally different from the other. You have HOLE, which is a hole. It could be a hole in the ground, a hole in the wall, a hole in the ceiling, hole in your car, hole in your shoes, hole in your socks, hole in your underwear. It could be a hole in somebody's stomach. Hey, they get shot in the butt, got a hole in the butt. Right in betwixt the crack. All in the butt crack, just hole. A hole, an actual hole, which lets you know that something is what? Missing. But then you have the word whole, WHOLE, which means complete. Right? Almost to be like a full circle. Whole. In other words, you don't know where it ends, you don't know where it began, but you just know it's just complete. Nothing else needs to be added to it. Nothing else can be taken away. It is exactly how it needs to be. So in this life, when you are born into a family dynamic that has been passing down old beliefs as fuel for your torch, and then you have a flame of molestation, and then another flame that's in that torch that's called everybody else has to hide the truth and sweep it underneath the rug so that the person who is the molester can get away and live an old life of freedom and comfort. Well, we're not passing that down anymore, right? We're not passing that down anymore. What's happening? Well, what's happening is that we're waking up and we're becoming whole. We're seeking wholeness. And to be whole is to not only get rid of the poisons and the bad bacteria that was trying to get in that wound, aka hole, but now we are filling it up with things that's going to heal that wound. And eventually the scab will grow over. New tissues, new muscles will take over. And then that scar, hopefully it will heal in such a way that the scar's not there. But if it is, count it as a blessing that you can see that scar, because it will always be a reminder of what tried to kill you but made you stronger. You became a survivor of that. That's the energy that we're in right now. Things are getting ready to get a lot more heavier, especially in the family dynamic, because it is about to show you, Spirit is about to show you guys, about to show you, your guides, whoever you call God, as long as it's leading you to a place of love, I don't care. As long as it's leading you to love and not evil, that's what matters. In this season, we are being shown who to permanently separate from. And it has nothing to do with you, sweetie. It has nothing to do with you, cutie pie. The one who's done all this work. Like Rocky Balboa, you just climbed all these stairs. You've climbed all these stairs, and now you reach this peak. And the view is so beautiful. It's like a little piece of heaven on earth. But did you know that as you was climbing up these stairs, these steep thousands and thousands of stairs, that the reason why you were getting tired and every now and then you had to sit down is because your guides was having your body, without your knowledge, adjust to the altitude change? You know, everybody can't go to high altitudes. Did you know that? Everybody cannot climb where you're going. Their chest would cave in. Their nostrils would fail them because they just didn't do the conditioning work. You know all those times when Spirit told them to get up in the middle of the night and go do some laps around the track? When they told them start doing 20 push-ups? Just don't stress yourself out, but just walk at least 30 minutes a day in the park. And they kept saying, no. That was God telling them to condition themselves. Seeing if they were going to be going to be faithful over the small little thing of just helping their health, so that when it was time to elevate, that would be a cakewalk. And you know what ended up happening? They didn't do that small thing. You did, though. And now that they know that they're not going to be able to reach you when you get high up, I'm talking about high. Look, the peak is above the clouds. The glory of God, aka the clouds, that Shekinah energy, is going to make sure that they cannot see you once you get past a certain point. And you're not coming back down, honey, because that peak it's bringing you to a different dimension. This is why it's important to, once you close these doors, you can't open them back. Especially now that these people have shown you why you closed the door in the first place. And you know, now you have evidence that it's really not you. Because at first you were blaming yourself. You were trying to figure out if you did have something to blame. And know that, no, we're not perfect. No, you're not perfect. But guess what? You really didn't add any negative energy when it first happened, when y'all first fell out. And now you know for a fact you are not second guessing yourself. You're not overwhelming yourself with overthinking. You see it for what it is because you've grown and you have new data. And that new data is telling you, yeah, we was trying to tell you you was tripping before, thinking it was you, but we're trying to show you now that this really, do you get it? Okay. Now, are you ready to close the door? Yes. Oh, all right. Let's close the door. Honey, because you're being called higher. Listen. In the scripture, Psalms 23, when David speaks about God preparing a table before him in the presence of his enemies, meaning that his enemies are present and presently watching God prepare this table for David. This banquet, back in those days, when you really wanted to celebrate, the king would throw a banquet. And the who's who would get the invite, would get the invitation. And while I'm saying this, give me a minute, y'all. I want to look this up. Because I know this scripture, but there's something that I really want to get into. Yeah, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies, right? So you're present, the enemies are present, which is letting me know, watch this, is letting me know that, number one, I'm seeing this table being built. So I'm privy to what God is doing for me. It's not hidden. It's not something hidden. It's something that I can see right here materializing in real time. It's literally moving from the spiritual realm into the physical realm, and it's materializing in real time. And you know who else can see it? Your enemies. But let me just explain something to you. That's a certain type of enemy that's supposed to be present. Not every enemy will be present. Some people seriously are not supposed to see your table or anything on it. They're not even going to be in the vicinity of the castle, honey. They're going to be in a dungeon somewhere 3-4 states over. Because it's not meant for them to be anywhere around you. Because watch this. These type of people that can't be anywhere around you, they can't even be a participating enemy in seeing your elevation. It's because these people have the blackest hearts that you can ever imagine. These people will try to sabotage you at all costs, including red rum. These are the type of people you have to close doors on. And remember, we're dealing with fourth house energy. So even though it may not be resonating with you in one area, it is definitely going to resonate with you in another. And for those of you who are really sticking in with me right now, I am really talking to you about your family. As bad as you're going to want Mima and Papa and Auntie and Uncle, or even your children to come in with you, your mom, your dad, your sister, or your brother that you was real close to, it's not going to happen. Not. And some of you have not even reached where you're really supposed to be at because you are still trying to drag a dead dog. You're trying to walk a dog that's dead. And it's just not. That person has been given over to a reprobated mind. And they think that they're right in everything that they say and do. And nothing, not even God, can change their minds. They have rejected bread from heaven. The manna of healing and wholeness they have rejected. And watch this. I posted something the other day and it's so true. Some people don't want to heal because they have made their whole identity and personality around the wounds and the hurts and the pains that they are carrying, that if they were to heal, they wouldn't even know who they were anymore. So some people choose misery because they think that that's who they are. Some people believe that's who they are. And watch this. Of course, God being in God fashion, the spirit of love, being in love fashion, will take away their right to say, I have no choice, by showing them the truth. And once they deny the truth, now it's your choice. You're choosing physical death over healing. You can't blame anybody but yourself. So please, in closing, understand that you are in a new season. You are definitely in a new timeline. And anybody that you meet with resistance, that comes with resistance, that has the energetic signature of resistance, even if you're being in a high vibration, you're just being love and light, and it's just straight resistance, whether you know them or not, whether they're from your past or not. They could be old people you've been knowing or new people that come right back around in your life. If you're being met with resistance, do not open the door. Leave the door closed. The door is closed. That is going to be a strong indication that they are not needed in your life. Probably not now and not ever. You have look, there's a time where you pass tests, and then it comes back around again. And God has that universal cushion that I was telling you about, just to see if you come around again. Let's just see if she's gonna pass it. She did learn, but let's just see if she's gonna pass. Let's just see if he gonna. And you may mess around and fumble again. Like, okay, we just want to see. Okay, well, let's just strengthen him or her in this area of saying no a little bit better before they go forward, because we see that they got everything else down packed, but having the spirit of no in their vocabulary, we see that that's a problem. Before you get to that table to enjoy that beautiful banquet, to be present in front of the enemies that do need to see you eating, do need to see you in your kingly or queenly robes and your crown on your head, to see you living life, your best life, the life that they tried to abort, the destiny that they tried to swap, that they tried to take from you, steal from you. Yeah, those enemies are going to be present, boo. They have to be. Because they got to see that their shenanigans not only did not work, but got them in some hot ass water. Because little do they know, the executioner is waiting for them at every exit. So they're not even going to be able to leave the banquet in one piece. They're going to watch you eat, and then they're going through their execution. Those are the ones that shoulda, coulda, woulda, knew better and didn't. Those are the ones that knew that God sent you to help them, but they hurt you because their jealousy took over. But we're getting ready to see how big of a role the spirit of jealousy and fear played in the past years of your life. You're getting ready to see this. And again, this only resonates and is for the people who have done the work to heal themselves and actually come up themselves and shed old skin and old beliefs and still are putting in that work. I'm not talking to any of y'all who are lying to yourselves and acting like you didn't do that, you did the work when you know you didn't. You the one still causing havoc and all that other bull. I'm not talking to y'all. You're the enemy. I'm talking to those who have done the work and is still doing the work and is about that walk of love. Stop thinking that everybody who walks in the spirit of love is weak, where you can just come up and hurt them and they just gonna let you get away with it. Stop that. Because the spirit of love says in order for them to love themselves, they must also defend themselves. Don't get knocked out in these streets. Don't get messed up in these streets, spiritual streets or otherwise. Because it can come for you. And people be out here justified to come for you. Because you out here acting a fool, thinking somebody say they walk by way of love. They walk in love and they're embodying love, the spirit of love, that you can just come and play with people like that. Stop it. Stop it. Why do you think God has an angelic army? Why do you think God has an actual army? If God was not a God of war and not just a God of love. Don't do that. Don't get messed up now. Don't get your wig pulled back. Don't get that scalp pulled back in these streets. Because quiet as it's kept, God then gave a clarion call to his children, then gave the green light to his children to mess a Negro up in this season if they step wrong. Stop pressing people to hurt you. Y'all gotta look, stay clear of people who are like that. They thrive off of not just drama and mess, but some of these people out here, girl, they believe that love is being hurt, being beat on, being hurt. Some people get off on that. Just crazy. Leave them to their own devices. You move on to your new energy, y'all new stuff, y'all new. But let me tell y'all, the enemies that are not going to be present and can't be present, honey, those are the ones who have such a hatred in their heart that they will red rum you. They will take you out of here and won't feel bad about it. Because every time they look at you, they get a conviction in their spirit of what they need to clean up. The foulness and the foolery that they need to clean up in their life. Every single time they look at you, they don't like what they see. Because you show them how much work they need to do. And they don't want to do it. You are the conviction of God. You walk in a room and people don't like you. They don't even know you. Because you convict them. Your spirit, your energy convicts them. It takes away their excuses for being ugly and nasty toward people. Hurting people. It takes away their excuses. Some people have really told such a huge lie to themselves. You think that they gonna lie to you and they ain't lying to themselves? I want you to pause and think about that real fast. What makes you think that people are not lying to themselves if they're lying to you? In order for them to be comfortable in telling lies, they have to lie to themselves. You got to know that. Baby, that's just how they work. They lie to themselves first. They practice on themselves. And then they come and then they lie to you. So, with that being said, get ready. Get ready. Like TD Snakes be saying, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. Get ready. It's a new season. And this season is not going to be lonely at the top, but you are going to have few people around you. And I always say this, and I'm probably going to transition into the next planet saying this. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Because for me, it's not quantity, it's quality. I'd rather have solid quarter people around me than knuckleheaded, can be bought to betray me type people who really don't have no self-value. I can't trust penny people. Penny people will betray you because they put a low value on themselves. So therefore, they can be easily bought to betray you. Because betraying you means that they have to betray themselves. They betray themselves by lying to themselves, right? You got people who get close to you just to learn you, just to see what they can mimic. It's sometimes not always about sabotage. Sabotage always does reap his head, it does peek his head out. But a lot of people with their jealous energy, they really want to be you. That's why folks get close to you. How she come up from being homeless to being in a place now she got a man? Like, what's going on? Let me get close to her and see if she doing spells. I'm not doing no spells. I'm healing. That is my spell. My spell is healing. I choose to sit my ass down and tell myself the truth. And what I don't like, I get rid of it. And I replace it with the things that I do like. I replace it with the things that I want to be able to see. When I look in the mirror and I look upon my reflection, I want to be able to see more things that I like than what I don't like. I want to give off the reflection of things that are noble, that are kind, that are just. And so I embody those things. See, there's a time in your life where you move from doing spells to becoming the spell. I don't knock anybody who's doing spell work. I still do spell work for certain things. Because, I mean, I am a practitioner. I'm a spiritual practitioner here. People come to me all the time. A lot of times I'm doing a lot of healing work. A lot of times I'm, also doing some money work for people. I also do justice work, believe it or not. I break a lot of curse. I do a lot of breaking curses and breaking hex work. Those are, they're just throwing out there what I do. And I also got that on sale if you need some individual work. Individual work is different from community work because that Ritual 444 is community. That's for the collective. Individual work is just honing in on you and yours, right? And it is confidential. I don't go and tell people, such and such came to me and I had to do a such a spell for him or her. I don't do that. I wouldn't want my business getting out. And it's some of the stuff people be coming to me for. It's not even like, how can I say this? It's not like, it's nothing to tell. It be simple shit. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, somebody will make it out of something. Again, that's jealous fools. They'll take nothing and make something out of it when they need to be doing that in their own life. That's why you low right now. That's why you ain't got shit going on for yourself. Because you need to be taking the nothing that's around you and making something out of it. Versus going into somebody else's garden and trying to steal their tomatoes. See, people put in work. People till their ground. They make their soil fertile. They take the time to learn when to plant what during certain times of the year. They cultivate that ground. They nurse those seeds. They put it in the ground. They nurse that plant. They feed that plant love and water. They talk to their plants. Some people, I was like that when I had a garden. Sing to my plants. Talk to my plants. I put work in this garden. You think I'm gonna let you get away? I'm a Jeepers Creepers your behind. You trespassing. And that's what God is saying. Giving his children. God is giving us, those who have done the work, the green light to put the foot off. Now look, that don't mean you just be out here reckless because you just, people been getting on your nerves for years and now all of a sudden all of this anger and rage you done had in your body not gonna come out all at one time. That's not what I'm saying. Be mindful, but be meticulous too. Be mindful. Hey, what you want? Okay. Mom almost done, okay? Okay. Okay, my baby wants some attention. So I'm going don't you come up here. I'm not telling you to come up here. Stay down there. Okay. But yeah, I hope this helps somebody out there. And I don't know how many of these I am going to do. I know there was some background noise. I really don't care. I'm not doing this to sound streamlined or comfortable or whatever. I just really wanted to be able to talk to y'all without having to have the camera on. And I kind of like this energy. So sometimes I may do videos like this. But for the most part, y'all, I know right now at this point in time it's hard. Keep your head up. Even me, myself, I'm seeing some stuff in my own life concerning certain areas of my life that is showing me don't go back and open up these doors. And some doors that I may have opened, I need to get off. I need to go ahead and close some doors for the second time, because betrayal can hurt, but betrayal the second time hurts a little bit more deeper, because you've done the work to clean that wound the first time, and then the person comes back and stab you in the same area. And a lot of times that's how the spirit of jealousy works. The spirit of jealousy will have you get comfortable so it can come back into your life to stab you up in the same area that it did before. I'm telling y'all right now, this does not have to kill you. It makes you stronger. You know what I'm saying? So take this, as it resonates. Chew the meat, spit out the bones. If it doesn't resonate with you, it's fine. This ain't for you. You ain't been doing no work. But if you've been doing the work and it's resonate with you, please, apply it to what area of life that you feel that it is operating best for. Because if you have not went through this, you're getting ready to go through it. And I'm here as the cheat code in your video game so that you can skip levels. You do not have to go through this. You definitely can close the doors and keep them closed. You don't have to open them up. And again, remember, this does not have to just do with exes. This is dealing with friendships. This is dealing with relationships, dealing with family. All right. And even with the relationships with old timelines, relationships with old thought patterns. Old thought patterns might try to come back on you and get you back in that spirit of depression that you've worked so hard to master, or at least get out of. Like, you're not slipping into that energy of depression as much as you used to. Like, you went from operating in it 90% of the time to now it's like 25%. It may come upon you, but then you just kind of know how to break out of it. Just whatever you have divorced, whatever energetic energy that you have divorced, stay divorced. Okay. I hope this has helped y'all. I love y'all. Leave a comment below. Again, check the description box, and I'll talk to you next time.